Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of World of Tanks with Techno. Today I've got something a little different for you. I've got a combined replay. It's going to be both sides of the replay. Me and Leebus platooned up on this game here, and I had him send me his side of the game so that we could kind of do a dual aspect. So we'll see how this goes. Anyway, he's in an IS8, which is the tier 9 Russian heavy that is kind of the more mobile Russian heavy line. I'm in my 5100. I did get my 5120 last night, so I will be getting videos up on that here pretty soon, but it is stock right now, so I'm still working on that. So we are on the map Sand River, and this is Assault, and we are trying to take the enemy base down in the south. Alright, so as with most games with the 5100, I kind of let people start dispersing so I can kind of see where I want to go, what do I want to do, that kind of stuff. And this game was really no different. I'm going to just kind of see where we're going, look for flanking opportunities, early targets, that kind of stuff. And the first thing that happens early on here is this T-71 really puts himself in a bad situation. Scouting is one thing, but you know, if you get yourself killed in the first few seconds of the game, you're really not helping anybody. Enemy team was not in position to take advantage of his scouting, so he just really died needlessly. So that's something to be careful with, guys. You know, if you're playing a scout, try to keep alive as long as possible, because you know, the longer you're alive, the more spotting you're doing, and later in the game, spotting is more important. So anyway, I'm going to sit over here for a little bit and take some pot shots at these guys over on the west, Leebus, and see how he's doing. He went south into the town that direction. Alright, we've switched over to his view, so there's his IS8. It's a really nice looking tank. He's got the camo on it, and he does have the top gun. Alright, now Leebus is going to be pushing this bottom flank while I'm kind of keeping an eye on the other flank. He gets an early shot in at the low here, and removes that guy from the game. So Leebus scores the second enemy kill of the game. Now he's as he's moving up the flank here, we notice that there's two enemy IS8s. Now remember, that's exactly what he is driving as well. So not a great situation for him. He has talked to me on TeamSpeak at this point and said, hey, I've got two IS8s over here, you know, and really there's not too many people with him, so he's kind of saying, hey, can you bring any support over here, see if you can get over here and put some shots into these guys. So I'm going to try to do that. When he said that, I let him know I was reloading. If you watch the minimap, you can see my little kind of orange icon moving in this direction. But so I'm on the way to give support to him. He's just kind of hunkered down here waiting, letting them forget he's over here, and he's going to try to pop up and take some pot shots at these guys while he waits on support to get here to help him with his flank. And that's important to remember, guys. You don't have to push these flanks all by yourself. If you've got teammates and you can communicate, flanking is always the better option. You don't want to take rounds if you don't have to. Alright, so early on he's going to put a round in, and then we'll switch over to me as I come up the hill to assist him over from the other side. So you can see here I'm coming up in the direction that the IS-8's guns were facing just before we switched over, and I have some beautiful shots at the IS-8s. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting rounds into them. Get the last hit on that IS-8, put one round into that one, 2 rounds, 3 rounds. Alright, so we've dramatically changed that those IS-8's situation, right? They were pretty much full when Leebus got there, and we were able to kind of flank around with some help from our team here on this ridge, get them knocked out of the game so that Leebus can continue to push. So we'll switch back to Leebus here and see how he's doing now that he's able to flank up around the enemy team. Alright, so you can see we do still have that one low health IS-8 there, the one that I left on 300 health after putting 3 or 4 rounds into. Let's see if Leebus can go ahead and clean that up. And yeah, as he goes over this ridge, he's going to be able to get his gun down on him. There we go. Alright, so he removes that guy from the game. So we've taken out their 2 tier 9 heavies. Those were really the most dangerous tanks on their team. They have 1 tier 9 tank destroyer left. He has team killed someone though, so I'm not sure what happened with that guy. Alright, and so Leebus is going to focus on pushing this south flank. Remember, our job in this game is to capture the enemy base. You can see he's very close to the enemy base. Now at this point, I've kind of talking on TeamSpeak with him, and we've noticed there's a large enemy push happening over on the west where I'm at. So I'm kind of like, hey, do you think you can reposition? And then we notice that the M103 in midfield is kind of looking like he's going to reposition. So we're just kind of communicating with the team here, saying like, hey, we need some more tanks over here. You know, is anybody moving? And so he had started. You notice Leebus started to kind of turn back toward me, but it looked like he didn't need to after all. So he's going to go ahead and keep pushing the flank. He's already done 1,197 damage, and we found the T-30. That's the other tier 9 in the game. He puts a beautiful shot right into probably where the ammo rack is on that T-30. Pulls back, lets the T-30 use up his shot on the IS, and finishes him off. Leebus is up to 3 kills, and I'm at 1. Alright, that secures the southern flank pretty well, but as you can see on the west, they are pushing pretty hard, so we'll go ahead and switch back over to me and see how we're doing over on that flank. Alright, so you can see I'm in this kind of a lower depression here. You can see that we have a T-71 and an IS-3, as well as a T-34 and a Pershing, and probably a couple tank destroyers up on the hill. We want to hold this area and keep them from flanking around us. As I see the IS-3 approaching, I'm going to pull back behind this rock, let him kind of make the mistake of coming out into the open, which he does, but I don't get to exploit on it. Our tank destroyer over up kind of north from us is able to take him out. Gonna see if I could have any shots on the Rheinmetall Borsig Waffenträger in the town there, but I noticed that the T-71 looks like he's moving, so I want to get him out of the game. He's actually pretty dangerous just because of his mobility. First shot goes into his tracks. He immediately repairs his tracks, thinks it's a terrible idea all of a sudden, and starts running back for the town for cover, place the lead on my shot, and remove him from the game. Alright, I am reloading at this point, so I'm doing my reload. We'll go ahead and switch back over to Leebus and see how the southern flank is going. We've got some people in the town here, so we're going to go ahead and start our cap. Leebus is dealing with 2 of the enemy tank destroyers left, it looks like, as well as the Pershing. Pershing is in the center of town, pushing toward the cap to try to reset the cap so that we don't win the base. We win here in 3 seconds. Oh, but the Pershing kills the MT-25, which resets the cap back to 1:18. Alright, the Ferdinand was also pushing up because of the cap being so close, which has got him out of position. It's a very, very good thing for us. Jagdpanther on the hill hits Leebus in his ammo rack, but Leebus is able to put a round into the Ferdinand, and so is the Pershing. M103 on the hill is able to remove him. I was also on the hill up there with the M103, but I didn't have a shot on him. At this point, Leebus is at 4 kills and I'm at 2. We need 3 kills each to secure the Brothers in Arms award, meaning that each person in the platoon gets 3 kills. So my job now has changed from worrying about the enemies to just killing anything. So at this point, I'm frantically searching for things to kill because I really want us to get the reward. Let's go ahead and switch back to me for a sec and see how I'm doing on securing that last kill. Alright, I've located the enemy T-34, but I've only got 3 rounds in my clip. My clip takes 50 seconds to reload, and we only have 1:40 left in the game, so it's really coming down to the wire here. So what I decided to do is I'm just going to go for it, you know. I'm not going to play around and not try to get hit. I've got plenty of health. I can take a hit from the T-34, which I do take. He tracks me. Go ahead and repair my tracks, blink around into the soft sides of the hull, and secure my 3rd kill. Alright, that leaves me with 1 round left in the clip, and we have a Jagdpanzer Tier 7 tank destroyer left on the game. Now at this point I'm feeling pretty good. You know, we've got 1:11 left on the cap, and then I look up and notice that there's 55 seconds left in the game and 1 minute left on the cap. So at this point, if we don't kill the last enemy, we will lose. After all this great work, we will lose. Alright, so at this point I'm saying in chat, oh shit, we need to push. We have to secure the kill, otherwise we lose this game. So I'm going to go ahead and just push. I only got 1 round. I got like low health, but that's okay. I just want to get a round into this guy. I just want to try to get as much damage as I can so that someone else can finish the job. Put 1 round in, he puts a round into me, and Leebus comes up on the flank and destroys the Jagdpanzer to win the game with 20 seconds left, which secures also Leebus' fifth kill. Alright, so if we look at the stats, we did get the Brothers in Armor award, well as I got second class. I got 100,000 credits and 1,600 XP, but let's look at the total team score and see how we did. Alright, I got a base XP of 1,117, 3 kills, and 3,214 damage. I fired 22 rounds, 14 of those went through. And I got hit 4 times and drove almost 3 kilometers. I was moving around quite a bit this game. Leebus did just as well, firing 10 rounds, 9 going through for 2696 damage. He took 4 hits, 1 of those bounced, and he drove just almost as far. Here's the guy, Nate the Destroyer, who was bitching in chat about how he was doing all the work for Leebus. I just thought it was funny to look back at his score. Not quite